morning, everybody. How was your night? Trust that your night was good. Welcome to Mastering Generative Artificial Intelligence with Dr. Randy Anani. 2 days ago, we started with the definition of generative artificial intelligence, and I told you that generative artificial intelligence are those computer systems that give us varieties of noble, new, and realistic contents, but based on the existing one. I told you that these computer systems are trained on Janema's corpus, which allow them to predict and produce new content based on the existing prompt. Now, yesterday we talked about examples of generative artificial intelligence tools. I told us that these tools could be accessed through URL or chat boxes or embedded in our phones. I mentioned ChatGPT, Manos, Grok, Proxy, that means Convergence of AI, DeepSeek, and the likes. Today we're going to talk on forms of generative artificial intelligence. There are various forms of generative artificial intelligence. In fact, any generative artificial intelligence tools that you know fitting into any of these models or forms of generative artificial intelligence. The forms include text-to-text models, text-to-image model, text-to-audio model, text-to-video models, text-to-3D model, text-to-text models, image-to-text models, audio-to-text model, audio-to-image models, audio-to-audio model, audio-to-video models, and multi-models. Let's start with the first one. The first one is text-to-text model. The text-to-text models are those generative artificial intelligence models that receive input as text and they give us output back as text. This is a very common generative artificial intelligence model. You type in your prompts or inputs in textual format and it give you your output in textual format. In fact, when ChatGPT started and many of these generative artificial intelligence, when they started, most of them were text-to-text, text-to-text. The next one is text-to-image model. The text-to-image models are those generative artificial intelligence models that receive text as input and give out image as output. A good example of this is DALL-2, DALL-3, and Midjourney. In fact, Bing Image Creator is an example of this too. They receive text and inputs and generate outputs in image form. Text-to-audio model. These are generative artificial intelligence models that receive text and inputs and give audio as outputs. The output could be music or any other form of the audio. I use this very a lot in my content, and Adobe Express, CapCut is doing this. I'll type in my text and it'll give me audio output. In fact, there was a time I produced songs with the text form. Text-to-video model is the next one. These are the generative artificial intelligence model that receive input as text and give out videos as output. I use this for my content too. I'll type in my prompt in text form and they give me video output. I use in video, I use Natural AI, I use Bozo AI. It's good for content making. You can use them too. I use Veo 3 via Gemini 2. They are fantastic generative artificial intelligence model. The next one is text-to-text models. These are models that perform specific tasks based on specific input. The next one is text-to-3D models. Text-to-3D models are those generative artificial intelligence models that convert textual descriptions into 3Ds or scenes that we desire. The next one is image-to-text model. Image-to-text models are those generative artificial intelligence models that receive input as image and give out output in text format. Now, I use this very, very much. I put in past questions, mathematics, English, or any other subjects into ChatGPT, Manos, Grok, and some others, and they give out output in text format. They solve all complete past questions in objective format, and they will answer them in a precise format that I ask them to. Then sometimes I ask them to explain, and they will explain it. And explain it. This could be good for teachers in schools, could be good for parents and home doing assignment for our children. It could be good for students themselves. You just input the image that contains the question, and it will solve them for you and give it out in your desired outputs in text format. The next one is audio-to-text models. Audio-to-text models are those generative artificial intelligence models that receive inputs through audio and give out text as input. A good example is our Siri. Siri backed by Google Assistant and Cortana. I use this on my Siri iPhone 13 Pro Max. I always tell Siri, especially when I do something, to find something for me on the net in audio format. As in, I'll give it audio input and it will give me textual format. While driving, I call Siri. I say, Siri, call so, and Siri will call so using that format. Also, Bixby on Samsung, Google Assistants on our Android phones, and Cortana on our Nokia phones. Audio to image models. Audio to image models are those generative artificial intelligence models that receive input as audio and give us image as output. I've done this several times too. I'll tell Siri, give me the picture of mobile, and Siri will give me a picture of mobile. I said, Siri, give me the picture of computer system, and Siri will give me the picture of mobile. I use audio input and they give me image as output. The next one is audio to audio models. Audio to audio models are those generative artificial intelligence models that receive input as audios and give out output as audios. When I talk to my Siri, the Siri answer back in audio. This is a good example of this model. Audio to video models. Audio to video models are those models that receive input as audio and give out videos as outputs. And the last one is multimodals. Multimodals is any of the generative artificial intelligence models that use the combination or one or two or more of this format that we have mentioned and that combine them together to give out any of those input that we have mentioned. For example, any generative artificial intelligence that uses input as text, that uses input as image, and I can even add audio to it, has become a multimodal. In fact, I would have said that, I can have said that ChatGPT is a multi-modals. Since it's accepting text as input, it's accepting image as input. Also, these forms of generative AI is good for understanding so that we can classify and know the capacity of any generative AI tools we are using. For example, if you are using a generative AI tool that is a text model, we won't blame it for not producing images. And because you know the forms of that generative AI, you know what kind of tasks you give to the generative artificial intelligence tool. This content, if it's good for you, I would like to give it a thumb up. And if you want more of this update, meet me the same time tomorrow, the same platform. Have a nice time today. Bye.